Hey everyone, Random Randy here. This is VEDA Day 5 for 2018. I was thinking about filming a yarn talk, and then I realized that I only have one thing finished, and aside from making a few rows worth of progress on a few of my bigger projects, I haven't really gotten a lot of crochet or knitting done in the past week. Mostly been trying to clean up the house and dye yarn like crazy. So this is just gonna be a crochet with me or knit with me. Grab some yarn, grab a snack, grab a drink, whatever works for you. Here we are. Just gonna kind of talk at you for probably 15-20ish minutes and get it done, because I don't feel like I have enough content to do yarn talk, and I don't want to not put a video up already when I'm not even a week into VEDA yet, so we'll make it work. I had a fairly long day. Also had a long night last night. Before I filmed the video talking about my books, I cleaned up a decent chunk of stuff in here in the craft room. Didn't get it completely done, obviously, because there's so much stuff in here. I mean, you can see the clutter over on the table slash desk of doom behind me. But I took a big step and ordered some grown-up furniture yesterday. So I'm gonna have a nice big L-shaped desk, and gonna have a hutch on top of it so that I can have things up above on it, so it's not just gonna be taking up extra space. It's gonna give me a wider area that's gonna be more easily accessible from a camera, so it's gonna make filming tutorial videos a lot easier, because right now it I feel like it takes a sacrifice, a rain dance, and you know, all sorts of nifty fun things, maybe a bag full of green M&Ms to get the camera to not topple over on me and try to crush me as I'm filming, and still have everybody be able to see what I'm doing. So this is going to make that a lot easier. And between that, the hutch, and I also got a tall, I don't really know what to call it. It's kind of like an armoire, but the doors don't go all the way to the top, so it's got a few shelves, and then on the bottom part it has doors, so it will eliminate all of the chachi, ultra cheap plastic storage that I have. I'm probably going to keep one for all of my random sewing stuff, because honestly, depending on how big it ends up being, because I've measured everything and like measured 100 million times before I took the plunge and hit the buy button on my shopping cart on Amazon. Pretty sure everything's gonna fit quite well, but I think that with how much more space I'm going to have on the desk, that the second portion of it, the L part that's not gonna have the hutch attached to it, will work for a sewing space. So I might actually be able to get rid of my sewing table and have even more room in this room, which would be great. It would be so nice to be able to get to everything, be able to walk around in here. Would be wonderful. So by the way, I'm working on a hat. It is the first crocheted hat I have made in what feels like a million years, because I've just had so many other things I've been doing. Actually making it as a commission for someone. They wanted a gray slouchy hat that looked a lot like one that some random super hot mango looking drawing was wearing. She was like, "Is this just a regular slouchy beanie?" I was like, "Yeah, looks like it. Long enough to, you know, fold it up and have a brim." She was like, "Do you have one in your shop?" Like, not right now, but it'll only take me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to make one. She was like, "Ooh, gimme grabby hands." I was like, "Okay, I will get on that." So I'm working on that. That was just earlier this evening, and I'm I'll have this done before I go to bed. I'm done with the increases now, so now I'm just making it the right length, and then I'm going to put the brim on it, and it'll be good to go, which is awesome. I don't usually luck into easy commissions. It's usually, oh, here, make this complicated amigurumi thing that's going to take you like 4 hours to sew together. Speaking of, before the week's out, I have to finish up a zero levy, not for an order, but as a donation for a silent auction for the Stop the Stigma Foundation, which is a mental health advocacy organization, and they help provide services to people who have mental illnesses and need care but cannot get it. They help those people get the care that they need. And I was contacted by somebody who works for them. They're going to be having a booth at a horror convention in Texas about 2 weeks from now. And they asked if I would be willing to donate one of my zero levies for their silent auction, all of the proceeds from which will go to this organization. I said, of course. And they said that I could send some business cards along, so that's why in the last week I went to the trouble of totally redesigning my business cards, because if these are going to be on a table at a big old horror convention in Texas, I want them to be sharp. And I finally got them the other day, and they are perfect. I am so pleased with how they turned out. So awesome. So I'm going to be sending about half of the 500 that I got along. Hello, kitty. What, buddy? I hear you. I see you. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. I know there's a lot more space in here now, huh? It's pretty weird. So I got a few things moved out of here because I am going to be slightly shuffling the configuration. Obviously, all the stuff over there is going to be not over there anymore once the big desk comes, which is going to be awesome. The yarn shelf is actually going to stay where it is by the window, and the bookshelf that's next to it is going to stay where it is. Other than that, I've got the bookshelves in the corner over here on this side, and everything else is going to be moved around and or gone. Got a lot of tidying up done randomly starting at like 6 o'clock last night. I just got this urgent need to clean things. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on, but yeah. And I got the dishes done today and survived grocery shopping with both of my children, which was fantastic. So that means tomorrow I have to do laundry, scads and scads of laundry. It's already clean. I just need to fold it. I feel like in terms of importance, having your clothes folded and put away is farther down the list than having clean dishes to eat off of, having the floor not be so covered in dirt and pet hair that walking on it makes you cringe, having a fridge full of food. There are a variety of things that, in my opinion, are much more important than having all of your clothes folded and put away. And we don't have anything that needs to be ironed, like, ever, with the exception of Adam's dress uniforms. And that's something he does. That's not something I do, because I would be afraid that I would mess it up and burn it somehow, and those things are way too expensive. So no thanks. I am very much just a t-shirt and jeans kind of girl. I honestly don't even know how to buy adult clothing. I see all of these other women in their 30s that can do that corporate casual thing and make it look good. And I look at those clothes in the store and I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know how to pair this. I don't know how to wear a belt like that. I don't know. I feel like I kind of suck at adulting in that regard. I don't know how to dress up. I'm not good at it. I mean, the closest to dressing up that I used to get, you know, before I had children and my body became a much different shape, would be putting on a nice corset and a skirt to match with fishnets and, yeah, platform boots, because that was dressing up for me. That was, yeah. I mean, for homecoming my senior year, I believe, I actually got a vinyl ball gown that I wore to homecoming my senior year. I actually might have a picture, and if I do, I will pop it up, because that was fun. And that dress was only $50, and hearing all the other girls talking about how they're like, oh, I spent $300 or $400 on this dress I'm gonna wear once. I was like, well, that's not very smart. Personal opinion, that seems like a waste of money to me if you're never gonna wear that dress again. Which is also my wedding dress only cost about $100. Because I am cheap. And if something doesn't have multiple purposes, or one very, very good purpose, I can't justify spending that much on something so frivolous. Got more important things to spend money on, like food, and books, and yarn. So I noticed that the view count on my book video was decent. The likes are about what they usually are, including one dislike, which is about average. I usually get somewhere between 1 to 3 on most, just about any video that's not a yarn talk or yarn related somehow, and that's whatever. That doesn't bother me. But there weren't a lot of comments, so I'm curious to know why that is. Are there not a lot of comments because I covered so much stuff? Are there not a lot of comments because everybody thinks I'm bonkers now? Are there not a lot of comments because the subject matter made you uncomfortable? Because I was talking about polyamorous relationships. Let me know if you're comfortable with sharing why you didn't comment on that video. If not, that's cool too. But I'd like to know so that if it's a matter of being uncomfortable, I can find a way to tone down my manner of talking about things so that in future videos it doesn't bother people quite so much. I mean, I make videos ultimately for me, but the content I try to gear towards my normal viewer base, which, according to my analytics, are mostly in the 30 to 70 some odd age range, I believe. It's really weird to me to actually be in my 30s. I don't feel like I'm 32. Then again, what does being 32 feel like? I'm sure it feels different from how I'll feel when I'm, say, 42 or 62. But I guess I don't really know what people my age are supposed to feel like, look like, do. I feel a lot like I'm stuck in my early 20s as far as my fashion sense and the things that I enjoy are concerned. Still listen to the same types of music, a lot of the same bands, wear the same sorts of clothes. Except I don't dress as goth as I used to because I'm not a size 5 anymore. What does 30 look like to you? What do you think a 32-year-old should dress like, talk like, act like, be interested in? Because I feel like I'm a weird one. But I also feel that I have found my fellow weirdos here among some of the other yarn vloggers in this community on YouTube. There are a lot of us that seem to be somewhere in the realm of early 20s into 40-ish that are all into the same sorts of things. So maybe it's just a generational thing that what 30 looked like to our parents' generation is totally different from what 30 looks like now. Really, I'm just hoping that this doesn't mean that I'm terribly immature and I missed the grown-up train somewhere along the way. Took the wrong train. I don't really feel like I have a lot else to talk about, so I think I'm going to call it here. So I hope that you had fun just listening to me ramble. I hear that apparently my voice helps people calm down and go to sleep at night when they're totally wound up, which I guess is a cool skill. I guess I can add that to my set of things that Randy is good at, putting people to sleep, for better or worse. So I will catch you all in the next video. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for it, because I think that tomorrow, in between doing loads of laundry, I'm going to be dyeing more yarn, since I just got a 5-pound bag of citric acid that rolled in today. Yay! Which is exciting. I shouldn't run out of citric acid for all of the rest of this yarn that I have now and another bulk order of yarn. I should have plenty, if not more than enough. So thank you so much everybody for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!